And our second subject is the link between job satisfaction and firm value. Whether there would like to find out the channels through which job satisfaction can improve firm value. So which channel is the channel that gives job satisfaction uh, the improve to the improvement of firm value. Okay, so uh, the first channel is recruiting and retaining key employees. So because they can recruit and retain key employees, okay, the job satisfaction can improve firm value. Okay, and this resource-based view of the firm argues that firms develop sustainable competitive advantage by building resources that are both valuable and hard for competitors to poach. So HLM theories assert that employees are indeed valuable. So they give a value. They accept the value of the employees. So they are the key source of value creation in the modern firm, especially in the modern firm, such as pharmaceutical and software. This is the place where knowledge-based personnel is badly needed. Okay, so in the modern form, particularly in knowledge-based industries such as pharmaceutical and software, the employee is really an asset. That is not a cost in such a case. Okay. However, satisfying the latter requirement being hard to poach is difficult because talented employees can walk out of the door. This is where the role of job satisfaction lies. Okay. So in this kind of case, in this kind of industries, they should treat the employees very well. Okay. Satisfy, otherwise they are going to walk out. A satisfying workplace can foster job embeddedness, okay, and ensure that talented employees stay with the firm. Relatedly, job satisfaction can provide a valuable recruitment tool. Okay, that's the that is the success factor, and there's a link between job satisfaction and firm value. And there are second channel theory through which job satisfaction can improve firm value, and that is through worker motivation. Okay, on the Taylorism, as we already have learned in your freshman days, that Taylorism is the starting point of modern management science. Okay, on the Taylorism, motivation could be achieved by extrinsic factors such as peace pay or the threat of firing. So this is the theory of carrot and stick. Okay, just like a horse, they can motivate the employees with carrot and stick. Carrot is the peace pay, and the stick is the threat of firing. Okay, this approach worked because employees' output was easily to measure at the time. The factory environment, it is very easy, to measure the kind of outputs. For example, the number of visits produced. Nowadays, however, the story is different. Workers' tasks such as building client relationships and mentoring subordinates are much harder to quantify. Okay, there is no way of quantifying this kind of activities. Okay, client relationships or mentoring subordinates. These are not the kind of uh, factors that we can quantify. Thus, providing incentives based on output may be ineffective and or even destructive. Okay? In such a case, just uh, output related performance evaluation can be very harmful. Since extrinsic motivators are less effective, this increases the role of intrinsic motivators. Okay, intrinsic motivators such as satisfaction. Okay, if they are satisfied, if they don't receive less salary, they are willing to work for the company. Okay. The organ social exchange model argues that the employee views pleasant working conditions as a gift from the firm, and responds with the gift of increased effort, even if effort is not directly rewarded by an incentive scheme. Okay, so this is a kind of give and take situation. So if the corporation gives gift for the to the workers, employees, the workers will in return will give the gift, okay, to the corporation in the form of increased effort, increased uh, increased effort. Okay, job satisfaction can promote organization citizenship behavior, where an employee goes above and beyond the formal requirements of the job and internalize the firm's objective function as his or her own. That's why every corporation is saying that you are the owners of a corporation, so please behave yourself just like the owner. But this is a very good motivation phrases. Actually, it is not. The reality is far from it. Okay. Anyhow, this can uh, this can increase the effectiveness of the workers. Okay, productivity of the workers. Then let's look at the empirical studies. Okay, what's the reality? Okay, so according to uh, investigation of many studies, the correlation between job satisfaction and individuals' performance, measuring satisfaction using a survey. Okay, so they are studying the correlation between job satisfaction and the individual performance. Job performance. Okay, and uh, so this is an individual job satisfaction, not the firm value. That means the corporate performance evaluation. Okay, so an early meta-analysis by these guys concluded that there was a minimal or no relationship between the two. Okay, it is very unhappy conclusion. Okay, for the CSR proponent. Okay. And these two research showed that similar findings. While these conclusions may have been driven by the relative lack of studies in the 1950s and 60s, uh, the people, the scholars meta-analyzed 217 correlations from 74 studies and found the mean correlation of only 0.17. They conclude that job satisfaction and job performance are only slightly related to each other. Okay? Dubbing the relationship as so they say that it's an illusory correlation and the management fad. Okay, it is just a management fad, one-time management fad. It's a fashion, and they're saying illusory. So it's your misunderstanding. So that's what they're saying actually. So the meta-analysis proved highly influential. At the time, it was highly influential research and pervaded management thinking for the rest of the millennium. In particular, it was widely cited as evidence that there is no link between satisfaction and performance. Okay, so I believe you must have studied motivation theory, like theory X, theory Y, theory G, or something like that. So I believe it must have been done in such a flow. Okay, motivation theory, and but recent studies have found more positive results. This is lucky case. Okay, and some research have found the mean correlation of 0.30 that is higher than the uh, 0.17, 0.17 in the past. Okay, and there are many other studies. Okay, and some found the positive link with individual success. Okay, while these studies are at the as I said before, these are the individual level study, but uh, there is some kind of uh, corporate in the corporate level. They found strong positive correlations, okay, than individual level analysis. That means I think if we look at the performance from the marketplace, from the stock market, if we look at how stock market evaluates this kind of activities, their judgment is very positive. Okay? At the individual level, they may not understand, okay, their happiness, whether they are happy or not. But in case of market level or the corporate level, that there were stronger positive correlations. Okay, so uh, there are also other researches that show the negative link between satisfaction and employee turnover. Okay, providing evidence for the retention benefits of job satisfaction discussed earlier. Okay, so if we are working for the good company, we don't have to try to find out another working places. Okay, we don't want to substitute our jobs. Okay, with other outside jobs. So the retention rate, I think, is very high, and there's small employee turnover in happy working places. That's what they say. Okay, so we are talking about corporate citizenship over and over again, and we are analyzing the relationship between the stakeholders and the corporate management. Okay, and uh, and this was the theoretical level, and we'd like to cover the real issues, okay, related with these stakeholders one by one. Okay, so uh, this will be the topic of uh, next session.